Lesson 18 at the doctor's.
Hello everyone. Today we're going to review the differences between phrases and clauses, and then we're going to review when to use say, ask and tell. Then we'll look at reported speech, and finally we'll study clause to phrase reduction. First, let's look at some new vocabulary. To quit. To quit. To quit means to stop doing something bad or annoying. For example, smoking or biting your nails. To gain weight. To gain weight. To gain weight means to increase your weight, to get fatter. To lose weight. To lose weight means to decrease your weight or to get thinner. A syringe. A syringe. A syringe is an instrument for taking blood from a person's body or for putting liquid or drugs into it, usually through the arm, sometimes in other places. A tongue depressor. A tongue depressor. A tongue depressor is a little flat piece of wood that a doctor uses to hold someone's tongue during an examination. A crutch. A crutch is a long stick that you put under your arm to help you walk when you have a hurt leg or legs. A cotton swab. A cotton swab is a soft mass of cotton that doctors may use to clean a wound. It's on a little stick. A band-aid. A band-aid. This is a thin piece of material that is stuck to the skin to cover cuts and other small wounds. A stitch. Okay, a stitch. This is a piece of thread that fastens the edges of a wound together. Over here we have a bee sting. A bee sting. A bee sting is a painful, swollen bump on one's skin. It's caused by a bee. A rash. A rash. A rash is an area of red spots on one's skin caused by an illness or a skin aggravation. Poison ivy. Poison ivy. Poison ivy. This is a plant that causes a rash on one's skin when you touch it. A wart. A wart. A wart is a small, hard, raised piece on a person's skin. A blister. A blister. A blister is a swelling on a person's skin containing clear liquid. It's caused by a burn or by continuous rubbing. Many people get blisters on their feet after they are walking for a long time. A tonsil. A tonsil. A tonsil is one of two small pieces of flesh at the sides of the throat near the back of the tongue. Chickenpox and measles. Chickenpox and measles. These are two infectious childhood illnesses. You can especially see them by their spots that they create on the skin and fever that they create in a person. An inoculation. An inoculation. This is an injection of a drug to protect a person against polio, another disease called whooping cough, or many illnesses, especially when you're a child. Let's go over these again. To quit, to gain weight, and to lose weight. A syringe, a tongue depressor. A crutch, a cotton swab, a band-aid, and a stitch. A bee sting, a rash, poison ivy, a wart, a blister, a tonsil, chickenpox and measles, and an inoculation.
clause and phrase.
Let's begin with a review of the differences between a clause and a phrase. A clause is a group of words containing a subject and a verb. A phrase is a group of words that doesn't have a subject or a verb, maybe just some words together. Let's have a look at these examples. The man who is sitting in the doctor's office is Lana's husband. The man talking to Dr. Brown is Henrietta's grandfather. In the first sentence, who is sitting in the doctor's office is a clause. It has a subject, who, and a verb, is sitting. In the second sentence, talking to Dr. Brown is a phrase. It has a verb, talking, but it doesn't have any subject. Okay, now let's quickly review say, tell, and ask. Here's your first example. The doctor said he needed more cotton swabs. Say is always followed by a noun clause. No object is needed. The doctor told her he needed more cotton swabs. Tell is not immediately followed by a noun clause. It is followed by a pronoun or a noun object. The doctor told her, or the doctor told Ms. Smith. In this sentence, her is the object pronoun. Let's have a look at another example. The doctor asked her if more cotton swabs were needed. Ask is used to report yes, no questions. Say or tell are not used. With this type of sentence, if is used to introduce the noun clause, and we do not use that. Well, let's practice. Hello everyone. How is everything?
I have a bad back.
I have a sore throat, and I think my tonsils should be removed.
My mouth, of course, is wonderful, but I do feel a little ill though.
Maybe we should cancel this lesson.
No, we want to learn something new.
Okay, well let's practice say, ask, and tell. And Monica, what do you do when you go to the doctor?
I tell him I'm ill.
Okay, good. And Rosa?
I say I am ill.
Okay, good. You say, so remember no pronoun or no noun is used with say. And Lewis?
I ask him if I'm going to die. That's the important thing.
It is. And you're always funny.
What can I do?
I don't know. Right, okay. I'm always telling you that you should look and listen.
Look and listen.
The nurse told the doctor that she was ill. The nurse said she was ill. The girl told him she had chicken pox. The girl said she had chicken pox.
Read and repeat. Reported speech.
Now let's begin our study of reported speech. First, we must learn the difference between quoted speech and reported speech. So, quoted speech is one person's exact words, and we always use these, which are quotation marks. For example, hi. Someone said that exactly. Reported speech. Now, this is used, or this means we are reproducing another person's ideas or words, but maybe not the exact words. And verb forms and pronouns may change, and we don't use quotation marks. Quotation marks No. No quotation marks. Let's have a look at some examples of reported speech and of quoted speech. The child said, "I don't want my tonsils out." The child said that he didn't want his tonsils out. Now the first sentence is quoted speech. These are the child's exact words, and we use quotation marks. In the second sentence, it's reported speech. The exact words are not said, and we do not use quotation marks. Let's look at another example. The girl said, "My wart is ugly." She said that her wart was ugly. The first sentence is quoted speech. It's the exact words the girl says, and we are using quotation marks. The second sentence is reported speech. It's not the exact words, and there are no quotation marks. Now, we're going to look at the changes in verb tense in reported speech. Here are some more examples for you. Molly said the doctor wasn't in. She mentioned that he was at home. She remarked that he was going to be in later. She said he had a lot of work. In reported speech, when the verb in the main clause is in the past, the verb in the noun clause is usually in the past tense also. Let's look at that first example. Molly said the doctor wasn't in. Okay, this is the main clause, Molly said, and the verb is in the past tense. This is the noun clause, and the verb is also in the past tense. Now, sometimes we can use that. We don't have to use that, but we can use that. And this helps us to know that this is the noun clause, because the noun clause comes after that. Molly said that the doctor wasn't in, or Molly said the doctor wasn't in. Okay. The verb in the noun clause can be the past perfect, or the past continuous. In the first sentence, the verb is in the past tense. It's said. Now, in the third sentence, she remarked that he was going to be in later. She remarked that he was going to be in later. We have the verb in the main clause, past tense, and then we have our noun clause. We can see the verb is in the past continuous. Now, with some verbs, for example, remark or mention, remark or the verb mention, we must use that. So we can't say she remarked he was going to be in later. We must say she remarked that he was going to be in later. We can also use the past perfect and the past perfect continuous in the noun clause. Please take a look. The nurse said Mike was stung by the bee yesterday. The nurse said Mike had been stung by the bee yesterday. In the second sentence, the past perfect is used, but there's no change in meaning. It means exactly the same thing. Let's have a look at some more examples. The nurse said Mike was walking when he was stung. The nurse said Mike had been walking when he was stung. In the second sentence, the past continuous is used, but again, there is no change in the meaning of the sentences. Okay, let's practice. What do you think of reported speech?
It's a little difficult.
Well, hopefully it won't be after we practice. Rosa, did you see a doctor about your back?
Yes, I did. He said that I had to relax more often. I shouldn't be on my feet all the time.
That was good advice. Monica, how about your throat?
The doctor remarked that I wasn't dressing properly for the cold weather. I should wear a scarf.
You should. Lewis?
I'm a strong man. I never see a doctor.
Good for you. And now I'm mentioning that you should look and listen.
Look and listen.
The doctor said he was leaving early. He added that no one had ordered tongue depressors. He stated that there weren't any cotton swabs left. He mentioned that his back had been bothering him.
Read and repeat.
Now let's look at changes in modal auxiliaries. Here are some sentences for you to look at. Quotation. We can't remove this wart. Reported speech. The doctor said we couldn't remove the wart. Now in reported speech, can becomes could for ability. In fact, all the time. Okay, quotation. The wart may be removed later. Reported speech, the doctor stated that it might be removed later. So, in reported speech, may becomes might. Here's the next quotation. The doctor will tell us the date. Reported speech, the doctor remarked that he would tell us the date. In reported speech, will usually becomes would. Okay, we've got another one for you. Quotation. We must be careful with this wart. Reported speech. The doctor said we had to be careful with this wart. Now in reported speech, must usually changes to had to. Okay, let's practice these ones now. Lewis, what did the doctor say to you the last time you visited?
I don't remember. I was only a baby. He said I could have a piece of candy because I was such a good baby.
You're a good baby?
Yes.
Do you believe him? I'm sure, Lewis, yes. And Monica, what did the doctor say to you the last time you were in his office?
He stated that I might have to visit him again. I had a problem with my tonsils.
I see. And Rosa?
He said I had to go to bed earlier. I was always tired.
Okay, good. Thank you very much. Good answers. And now I say, let's look and listen.
Look and listen.
The doctor remarked that Alan couldn't walk properly. He said Alan might need crutches. He added that Alan would visit him again in 1 week. The doctor said that Alan had to take it easy.
Read and repeat.
Okay, now let's look at changes in commands. Please take a look at these sentences. Command. Let's visit the doctor's office. Reported speech. He said that we should visit the doctor's office. Command. Be on time. Reported speech. The nurse said that I must be on time. Now in reported speech, an appropriate noun or pronoun is added to the command. In the first sentence, he is added, and in the second sentence, the nurse is added. Now should, or another appropriate modal auxiliary, is used. In the first sentence they had let's, and let's is a suggestion, so it's an idea, so we could probably use should. In the second sentence, it was just be on time, imperative, so we used must. Should or must, maybe have to, other modal auxiliaries for commands. We can use them. Okay, now let's look at pronoun and adjective and adverb changes in reported speech. First, let's look at pronoun changes. Here are some examples for you to look at. Quotation, the doctor said, I need your help. Reported speech, the doctor said that he needed my help. So the pronoun I becomes he or she. Probably not it. Okay? Second sentence. Quotation. The nurse said, we have to get another inoculation. Reported speech. The nurse said that they had to get another inoculation. So the pronoun we changes to they. Now let's look at demonstrative pronouns and adjectives. Mark stated, these tongue depressors are dirty. Reported speech, Mark said that those tongue depressors were dirty. So in reported speech, these becomes those. And quotation, the nurse said, this is important. Reported speech, the nurse said that that was important. This becomes that. Now be careful, because sometimes you might have two that's. For example, in that sentence we had the nurse said that was important. So be careful. This is the main clause, and this is the noun clause. But remember, sometimes we don't need this. So it could be the nurse said that was important. Or if we use the word that, then we have two that's. It's a little bit confusing, but if you understand that this means this is the noun clause. For example, the nurse might say, the nurse said that those were important. And then it's a little bit more easy to understand, because these become those, this becomes that. Okay, let's look at adverbs now. Quotation. Dr. Barnes stated, I need them now. Reported speech. Dr. Barnes stated that he needed them then. Okay, where can we put this? Let's put this over here. Right. Now is changed to then. Another example for you. Quotation. Dr. Barnes said the crutches are here. Reported speech. Dr. Barnes said the crutches were there. So here becomes there. Let's practice. Okay, Rosa, what did the doctor say when he saw your bad back?
He said, relax more often. He said that I should relax and not exercise.
That's good exercise. It's good advice. Lewis, what does your father say about you not liking doctors?
He said doctors are not hard workers. He said they don't earn their money.
I think only some would agree with you.
Yeah.
Monica,
Yeah.
what did the doctor say about your bad throat?
He said there's an infection here. He said the infection was small there.
I'm sorry to hear that, but that's an excellent answer. Okay, everyone, now it's time to look and listen again.
Look and listen.
Do something for my chicken pox. The little boy said the doctor should do something for his chicken pox. The doctor said, you should be in bed. The doctor said that he should be in bed.
Read and repeat.
And now let's finish our study of reported speech. Let's look at verbs and clauses that do not change in reported speech. Here are some examples. Quotation, the nurse says the doctor is busy. Reported speech, the nurse says the doctor is busy. Now in reported speech, there's no change in the tense when the verb in the main clause is in the present tense. The nurse says, and we can say that, the doctor is busy. The main clause, the nurse says, the verb is in the present tense. In the noun clause, the verb is also in the present tense. This is reporting speech that takes place almost at the same time as the original message. Here are some more examples. Quotation, Nurse Adams said, the doctor is a hard worker. Reported speech, the nurse said, the doctor was a hard worker, or the nurse said, the doctor is a hard worker. The nurse said, the doctor is or was a hard worker. Now, when the noun clause gives factual information, when the noun clause, the doctor is a hard worker or the doctor was a hard worker, this is factual information. That means it is true in general. The doctor is always a hard worker. He's a hard-working doctor. We can use either the present simple or the past. Okay, have a look at this example. Quotation, the secretary said the doctor ought to finish soon. Reported speech, the secretary said that the doctor ought to finish soon. Could, might, ought to, and would are not generally changed in reported speech. Let's finish our study of reported speech by looking at embedded questions. Please have a look. Quotation, the nurse asked, how can we get to the doctor's office? Reported speech, the nurse asked how we could get to the doctor's office. Quotation, we asked the doctor, where are the Band-Aids? Reported speech, we asked the doctor where the Band-Aids were. An embedded question is a sentence with a question word in the middle. For example, we asked the doctor where the Band-Aids were. Okay, this is the reported speech. The real question would be, where are the Band-Aids? Now, in this reported speech question, notice that this is not normal sentence structure. We have where, and then the object, and then the verb, where the Band-Aids were. Now, finally, let's look at clause to phrase reduction. Now remember, a clause is a part of a sentence with a subject and a verb. And a phrase does not have a verb. So we're going to reduce or make smaller clauses with a subject and a verb down to only a phrase. Let's begin with a look at reductions of commands. Here are some examples. Quotation, the doctor said you can go home early. Reported speech, the doctor said she could go home early. The reduction, the doctor said to go home early. Quotation, Dabney said, remove this blister. Reported speech, Dabney said the doctor must remove the blister. Reduction, Dabney said to remove the blister. Okay, commands can be reduced to infinitive phrases in reported speech. The infinitive expresses the same meaning as should plus infinitive. Okay, so reduction. We have a command is becoming an infinitive. And the infinitive means should plus infinitive. Okay, now we use verbs such as the verb command, to command, or to order, or to warn. These use the same pattern as tell in infinitive phrases. That means an indirect object must be used. To command, to order, to tell, plus an indirect object. For example, to command me, or to command him, or to order her, or to order them. Okay, have a look at these examples. Mother ordered, go to the doctor. Mother said that we must go to the doctor. Mother ordered us to go to the doctor. We can also reduce requests for action and permission. Have a look here. Quotation. She asked, can you give me an inoculation? Reported speech. She asked if he would give her an inoculation. Reduction. She asked him to give her an inoculation. Quotation. Ted asked, could I speak to the doctor? Reported speech. Ted asked if he could speak to the doctor. Reduction. Ted asked to speak to the doctor. Okay, requests with. Requests with can you, or could you, or would you, or will you, can be reduced to an infinitive phrase. Now, a direct object must be used with the infinitive phrase. So when we have a quotation like, can I speak to you? This can become he asked. Take this away. He asked to speak. But we need this, to you. When we reduce these clauses, we must have the direct object. He asked to speak is not enough. He asked to speak to you. Okay, we can also reduce embedded questions. Quotation. I asked the doctor, how can I get rid of the measles? Reported speech. I asked him how I could get rid of the measles. Reduction. I asked him how to get rid of the measles. Quotation. Fran asked the doctor, when should I leave? Reported speech. Fran asked the doctor when she should leave. Reduction. She asked when to leave. Information questions may be reduced to infinitive phrases. Information question to an infinitive phrase. Let's begin with the reported speech. She asked him when she should leave. She asked him when she should leave. Now, we can only do this when the speaker, she asks, and the subject of the noun clause, the subject of the question, is the same person. So she is asking, and she's asking about herself. It's the same person. Okay, when we do this, we can take this down to she asked. We don't need him, so we can say she asked when, and this part becomes to leave. She asked when to leave, or she asked him when to leave. We can use this or we cannot use this. Right, let's practice this now. What do you think about clause reductions? Okay.
It's less writing. I like it.
I'm sure you do. Good. Monica, what did the doctor say about your next visit?
He said that I should go back soon. He said to go back tomorrow.
Great. Lewis, what do you do when you get ill?
My father said I can see my grandmother for a remedy. He said to see her.
Excellent. And Rosa, what did the doctor tell you?
He said I must rub ointment on my back every day. He said it to put it on my back often.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, super. Thank you very much, everyone. And now I'm going to tell you all to look and listen.
Look and listen.
Walt asked the doctor what he should do. Walt asked the doctor what to do. He said that he should visit the doctor. He said to visit the doctor.
Read and repeat. Review.
It's time for some exercises. Let's do a reviewing exercise with say, ask and tell. Lewis, you're a doctor. Give me 2 sentences with ask. Rosa, you're a patient. Can you give me 2 sentences with tell? And Monica, you're a nurse. Can you come up with 2 sentences with say?
Okay.
Lewis?
I asked the patient to lie down, and I asked the nurse for a tongue depressor.
Great. Rosa?
I told the nurse to get something for my rash. I told my husband that I'm not going to go to the doctor's office today.
Great. And Monica?
I said that I needed some more poison ivy ointment, and I said that the patient didn't need stitches.
Very good. Thank you, everyone. Now let's do an exercise with reported speech. Let's fill in the blanks with the appropriate verbs. Don't forget to use the proper tense. Monica, can you go first, please?
Okay.
Jane mentioned that the doctor to work all day.
Jane mentioned that the doctor was going to work all day.
Great. Jane mentioned that the doctor was going to work all day. Rosa, one for you. The nurse added that the patient to bring her medicine receipt.
The nurse added that the patient had forgotten to bring her medicine receipt.
Very good. The nurse added that the patient had forgotten to bring her medicine receipt. Lewis, this one's for you. The patient said that the doctor a cotton swab in his ear.
The patient said that the doctor left a cotton swab in his ear.
Good. The patient said that the doctor left a cotton swab in his ear. Thank you all. Let's do another exercise on reported speech. I want you to change what I say into reported speech. Rosa, you go first. The doctor may come later.
The teacher said that the doctor might come later.
Fantastic. The teacher said that the doctor might come later. Lewis, do this one. Steve can't visit the doctor today.
He said that Steve couldn't visit the doctor today.
Excellent. He said that Steve couldn't visit the doctor today. And Monica, you do this one. Dr. Jones will tell us the results of the examination.
Okay. The teacher said that Dr. Jones will tell us the results of the examination.
Oh, do you agree, Rosa?
No. The teacher said that Dr. Jones will tell us the results of the examination.
Good job, Rosa. Will becomes would in reported speech. But Monica, you can have another chance to make up for that mistake. Please sit on the examination table.
The teacher said that I should sit on the examination table.
Great. Thank you. Let's do another exercise. Please make the pronoun and the adverb changes in the following quotes. Monica, can you go first? The nurse said, I need your assistance.
The nurse said that she needed my assistance.
Very good. The nurse said that she needed my assistance. Lewis, do this one. The doctor said, these x-rays are important.
Doctor said those x-rays were important.
Excellent. The doctor said those x-rays were important. And Rosa, the last one, the patient said, I need it now.
The patient said that she needed it then.
Great. The patient said that she needed it then. Thank you very much. Let's do one more exercise using reported speech. These sentences have mistakes in them. Can you find the mistake and correct them? Lewis, you go first. The doctor says you could come in now.
The doctor says you can come in now. There is no tense change when the verb in the main clause is in the present simple.
You're the smart one, Lewis. That's good. The doctor says you can come in now. Monica, this one. The nurse said that she will tell us.
The nurse said that she would tell us, and will becomes would in reported speech.
Very good. The nurse said that she would tell us. And Rosa, the last one. The doctor said the rash lotion was here.
The doctor said the rash lotion was there. Here becomes there.
Excellent. The doctor said the rash lotion was there. Thank you very much, everybody. Now let's do an exercise practicing clause to phrase reduction. I'll give you a sentence using reported speech. Please reduce the noun clause to a reductive phrase. Rosa, you go first. The nurse said that we should be quiet in the office.
The nurse said to be quiet in the office.
Very good. The nurse said to be quiet in the office. Lewis, this one. The doctor asked if we would come early.
The doctor asked us to come early.
Good. The doctor asked us to come early. And Monica, the doctor asked how he could see 20 patients in 2 hours.
The doctor asked how to see 20 patients in 2 hours.
Good job. The doctor asked how to see 20 patients in 2 hours. You've been wonderful as always. Thank you very much. And now it's time to listen and write.
Listen and write.
Listen and write these sentences. Number 1. Hank asked Paul to go to the doctor with him. Number 2. Michael said that he had the chicken pox. Number 3. Alfred told Lillian that he had 3 blisters on his feet. Number 4. The doctor said that Marion should lose weight. Number 5. The child mentioned that he had walked where there was poison ivy. Number 6. The nurse said the patient must wait. Number 7. Dr. Newton said that he had already examined Mr. Barrett. Number 8. The secretary remarked that the doctor wasn't in his office. Number 9. The doctor stated those x-rays were important. And number 10. Jean says the doctors are in a meeting. Now check your work. Number 1. Hank asked Paul to go to the doctor with him. Number 2. Michael said that he had the chicken pox. Number 3. Alfred told Lillian that he had 3 blisters on his feet. Number 4. The doctor said that Marion should lose weight. Number 5. The child mentioned that he had walked where there was poison ivy. Number 6. The nurse said the patient must wait. Number 7. Dr. Newton said that he had already examined Mr. Barrett. Number 8. The secretary remarked that the doctor wasn't in his office. Number 9. The doctor stated those x-rays were important. And number 10. Jean says the doctors are in a meeting. Now read the story and answer the questions.
Read and answer.
Matt and Michelle got married last year. Matt asked her to marry him in a cafe. She said that she would accept, but they would both have to graduate from medical school before they got married. Matt told all his friends that he would be a happy husband soon. Matt and Michelle graduated from med school in January 2004. Some of the doctors had said they were the two best students in their class. They remarked that they were extremely serious and competent students. The doctors added they would both make great doctors. Today, Matt and Michelle both practice at Smith Hospital. The patients say that they are the best. Most of the patients always ask if they could speak to Dr. Matt or Dr. Michelle. They always want to be addressed by their first names. They said that it would make the patients more comfortable. Now listen to the questions. Number 1. When did Matt and Michelle get married? Number 2. Where did Matt ask Michelle to marry him? Number 3. Why wouldn't Michelle marry him immediately? Number 4. When did Matt and Michelle graduate from med school? Number 5. What did the doctors say about them? Number 6. How did the doctors describe the two students? Number 7. Did the doctors think they would be poor doctors? Number 8. Where do Matt and Michelle work? Number 9. What do many of the patients ask? Number 10. Why do the patients call them Dr. Matt and Dr. Michelle? Now check your work. Number 1. When did Matt and Michelle get married? They got married in 2003. Number 2. Where did Matt propose to Michelle? Matt asked her to marry him in a cafe. Number 3. Why wouldn't Michelle marry him immediately? She said they had to graduate from med school first. Number 4. When did Matt and Michelle graduate from med school? They graduated from med school in January 2004. Number 5. What did the doctors say about them? The doctors said that they had been the two best students in the class. Number 6. How did the doctors describe the two students? The doctors said that they were serious and competent. Number 7. Did the doctors think that they would be poor doctors? No, they thought they would make good doctors. Number 8. Where do Matt and Michelle work? They both work at Smith Hospital. Number 9. What do many of the patients ask? They ask if they could speak to Dr. Matt or Dr. Michelle. Number 10. Why do the patients call them Dr. Matt and Dr. Michelle? The doctors feel that this would make them feel more comfortable. See you next time. Bye-bye.
Practicing English.
What's wrong with you today? You're scratching yourself raw.
I know, I don't know what's wrong with me. My skin is itchy all over and it's driving me crazy.
Are you taking any medications right now, or have you eaten anything unusual or new recently?
Why, Carrie?
My brother found out the hard way that he was allergic to some foods. He was on his honeymoon and he ate a special salad with his dinner. He had never eaten pine nuts before, and he had an allergic reaction. He was red and very itchy like you were. He had to go to the hospital emergency room for help.
Oh no.
What?
I went to this new restaurant for lunch today. It was a Thai restaurant, and I'd never had Thai food before. Carrie, what should I do? Should I see a doctor?
Well, unless you like itching like you are now, I think you should go.
Will you go with me?
Sure. I have a few hours before my next class. Let's go.
Uh-huh.
So I heard you and Tarek had a little medical emergency earlier today.
Yeah, it was terrible for poor Tarek. He was a big, red, itchy mess when I got him to the doctor's office.
What happened?
The doctor asked him a lot of questions about the previous 24 hours, what he'd eaten recently, his diet, and whether he had changed soap or used a new product.
Really? What happened?
Tarek was having an allergic reaction to some food he ate. You know the new Thai restaurant that just opened?
Yes, I've already eaten there and the food is great.
Yeah, well, the doctor asked about what Tarek had eaten there. For example, he asked if Tarek had eaten any new spices. He also asked if he had drunken any alcohol with his lunch. He also asked about when he felt his skin becoming red and itchy.
Well, what did the doctors say?
Well, the doctor asked me if I would go to the restaurant and get the menu. So I did, of course.
Well, what happened then?
Well, Tarek was itching like a madman by then, so we had to work fast. We asked Tarek what he had eaten, and then we rang the restaurant to find out what ingredients went into the food he ate.
Gosh.
Yeah, it was getting pretty scary in there because Tarek's blood pressure was going up and so was his temperature. The doctor thought he was in danger of having a seizure.
Oh no, I didn't realize it was so serious.
Yeah, the doctor was trying to work quickly and find answers while checking blood pressure and monitoring Tarek's heart and checking for other allergic reactions like breathing difficulties.
So then, what happened?
Well, the doctor did some quick research on the internet about some of the spices from Southeast Asia, and he was able to give Tarek a shot and then some pills.
So what did the doctor say then?
He said the medications would probably make him tired, and that he should rest tonight and tomorrow.
Wow, it sounds like a scary afternoon.
Yeah, it was. Tarek was getting a little scared himself, but as soon as he took the medications, his skin stopped itching and returned to its normal colour.
That's good. What else did the doctors say?
He said it was very good that Tarek and I came in so quickly. Some people who ignore the reactions can become very ill, even die, because the reactions causes their heart and breathing to stop functioning.
Well, where's our boy now?
I walked him home and put him in bed. The doctor said he wanted to see him again tomorrow to check him out. You know, heart rate, temperature, breathing, and other vital signs.
Well, I'm glad you were there, Carrie.
Yeah, me too. I'm going to cover his class tonight and take him some food later.
Not Thai food, right?
You got it. I think it'll be a long time before we go for Thai food with Tarek.